Welcome back, this is Nerd Dad on episode 28 of our Factorio playthrough. I'd like to point out a little issue that we've been running into, and what it is we're just struggling a bit with our plastics. You can see right now our train has just left, and when we look, we've just got this one box unloading. Now typically what happens is all these unload, and this last one just kind of keeps placing a few out until it just about runs out, and then we just get some plastic shipped in from the far end. And what happens is, way down here we can see our train's already loading the plastics, and this is constantly running, and we've actually double-sided it and all sorts of things, but the issue is that we're still not getting petroleum as fast as we want. Now we could do a few things about this. We could actually start doubling up the output. We could do all sorts of other things, but typically what I like to do about this place and time is I like to start working on maybe acquiring a plastic dedicated oil reserve. The problem that I've got is I don't have any oil out there. We've got this little bit that we kind of accumulated here, and that was to kind of keep our oil running. And I've been kind of poking the edges, but all we've really got is this 600 here and this 282 here, and then we're kind of lacking for any real other oil. And I've been kind of waiting for some just to kind of appear along the edge so we can go on looking for it, but that's not happening. So what I thought we might do is a couple of things. What we may have to do is fall back on just updating this and trying to just produce some more oil product out of what we've got and just upgrading the petroleum. That's our fallback position, and that's a pretty easy way for us to go. What I'd like to do, because I kind of want to do it anyways and it's fun to play with, I think we should get our artillery up and running. Now, of course, artillery is going to take us some plastics, because the explosive shells take plastic. So what I've done is I've actually split off our plastic line, and we've got a few in reserve here like this, but what we're going to have to do is start sort of sucking the plastic down into here. And what I've also done is I've actually, here, let's just get the logistics off of here for now so we can see a little better. We actually have this new train coming in, and we've actually hooked up a whole train line that comes over here, and this train depot here is actually the one that we talked about a few times for our military. And this has explosives coming in one side from the explosives that we set up a long time ago. And we actually have a uranium drop-off for 238 and for the 235. And this all basically hooks up back into our system. So if we look, we got some sidings, we've got a track running all the way over, and we ran an extension from here all the way down, kind of hooked it off with this other bit going to our oil depot, and we just ran it off of there. And so what we've actually got now is we've got, well, I got to rename that one. But we're actually pulling off the explosives pickup up there, and this one here is actually needs a rename. It's actually uranium pickup. And so we'll just get that in there while we're sitting here, and I hadn't really noticed that hadn't been renamed, and so we'll just do that, something like that. Okay, so this one's ready to go. So you can see that we've actually set it all up. It's got some 238. It's got a bit of a warehousing system. You can see that it stopped loading because it's got enough in here. And so it's set up, and I've got some steel boxes. So I'm hoping this will run for a while, and you'll see that our our 235 is starting to get a decent number. We're actually holding 500 in reserve here, is theoretically the way it works. And then what we do is we just ship them over here. So we've actually got 1.8K for throwaway. This amount can actually be cycled back in for nuclear fuel to keep our nuclear plants going. So I'm actually holding 500 in reserve for our nuclear fuel. Not that we need it. We probably could get away with 100. It's just in case, maybe we run out of uranium and I'm not paying attention. At least I'll have enough to keep the power running for a little bit. That's kind of the plan. And later game, we might be burning it through quite a bit faster than we are now. So that's sort of a longer term vision that we got going on there. Alright, so what do we need to do? Well, let's take a look and see what we've got. Let's jump in here and take a look. What we want to do is we want to build ourselves some explosive cannon shells. A little bit of steel, a little bit of plastic, as I mentioned, and 2 explosives. So we've got all the materials here that we need. We just need to run over some steel. But we're also going to need to build ourselves some radar dishes. Those are going to take some 10 plates, some iron gear wheels, and some electronic circuits. So we'll think about that a little bit. That'll allow us to build up our artillery shells with yet even more explosives. And we would like to make ourselves likely a few of these artillery target ring reports, but I'm thinking right now I'm going to do those manually because I don't really want to waste the blue processing units in a band right now. It's just, it costs too much to make them right now. So that for us will likely be something I run over here with a chest, or we might just throw it into the logistical network and just have a few, a few hundreds flown over here occasionally, and that will be easy for us. So what I'd like to do first of all is get our explosives set up here. So we're just going to quickly grab, where's our template for 6? Looks something like that, and we should be able to just quickly, just want to quickly eyeball. I think it's 2, yep, so we'll just go 2 deep here. And if we're like this, let's just go 2 like that, and we will be right on top of that grass right there. All right, there's our 6. There we go. And I think we've got all sorts of blueprints. I haven't really looked at them lately. I've kind of thrown them all in bags and gone, what have we got? And I kind of lost track of what we had where, so I just kind of do a bit of an eyeball here. We might have tossed them all because, well, we weren't really using them at the time. Actually, that one's looking like it's got, not the one we just checked. It was. I was seeing this one and saying, that looks really close. Why don't we just grab the map and we'll just make a new one really quickly. It's so much easier. And we'll grab the map. And what we're going to want is we're going to want a string of inputs like that from 2 tracks. We'll just grab that and bring it over here. And that looks like it's in place. And I'm actually going to flip this around, and then we'll have to spin some of these around because we're not going to need 2 inputs. We're just going to need 1 input and an output. So we'll just do that for now. And the rest of that will be coming from our bots. Will start bringing a bunch of that stuff in, and that is going to work great. So we'll just run this down. That'll be our input. Those are actually looking kind of like they might be outputs. We'll take a look in a second. And we'll run this one down. If we need to spin these around, we can. That's okay. Alright, and those are outputs. That actually works out well for us. We had to spin something around. It may as well be them. And looks like we got everybody else coming in. So let's set this up. This is going to be our explosive cannon shells. Let's check our time on those. They take 8 seconds each, and each artillery shell takes 15 seconds. So theoretically, each one of these is almost a 2-for-1. It's not quite. So we could basically put 1 line of these on and feed 2 sets of artillery shells almost. It's going to be a close for us. What we will do is put 2 online, and maybe 1 will just sit there quasi-empty. We won't worry too much about it being exact at this point. And then on this side of the line, what is it we need? We need some steel, of course. It's steel that we need. So we'll just get that coming in here really quickly and just kind of hook that up. What are we going to do? Let's just come up here really fast. Whoops, I did it again. And we'll just do it like that. Doesn't look right. Right up there. There we go. And now we can just grab the balance. I think once upon a time we had a lovely little thing, kind of like that jumps across. And I wonder if that one's going to fit. I don't think it fits anymore. This one just hasn't worked out the way I'd been hoping it would because it just is kind of, it crosses the whole path. So it's just kind of better to sit here and just manually do these, and we just give up on them like that. That'll be fine. And there we go. And that should get our steel in here, and we should be kicking out products. So we'll just get a line coming in here real quick. And that'll be our explosive shells. Oh, what am I thinking? Of course that's not going to be our explosive shells. It's not going to be our explosive shells because I ran A, this line in the wrong way, and B, we have no product on it. So let's just get that coming back off real quick. And then what we'll do is we'll bring this back up the right way. This is going to come from our explosives down here. And we're going to need a split in here anyways. So we'll do something like that. And that should work fine. We'll do this. I believe we only have 1 line of explosives coming off. Yeah, that should work really well. And we will just, I just want to see if this is going to work out. Actually, that is going to work really well. We're going to actually change where that split is. I'm going to move that split over here because it's kind of fitting for where we're going to have things working out. So it's actually going to be a little better this way. We'll just do that, and then we will just run the 1 split for right now this way. Alright, and that might need to be moved up. If we blast some of this out, we could theoretically put more of these in if we need more. So I'm just kind of trying to just get us kind of set up here, get some product coming out here. Okay, so the next part of our battle is we noted we wanted to get some radar dishes built up. We have the radar, and we're going to need some iron plates, iron gears. We need lots and lots of iron. We got a couple ways we can handle this, and I'm just kind of I'm thumping through how I want to really take this on. 5 iron gear wheels, that's 10 extra plates. That means either 2 beads of plate or do we need that much? Is it a 1-to-1? It's 1 radar, it's 4 cannon shells, it's 8 explosives. So lots of explosives, lots of those. So what we might be able to sneak away with here, I'm wondering if I want to cheap it or I want to just kind of play the easy path. And I'm kind of thinking the easy path might be the easy way to go here. No pun intended. That is not going to come to me because I don't believe I have a logic box on the thing that I'm asking from. So actually, you know what? We'll just use blues. That's okay. We'll just use the old-fashioned blues here. Now, what I'm going to want to do, and I'm just what I'm pondering right now is whether I want to use this end here and actually pull right off of here, whether I actually want to cycle this around and just pull in another line here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to pull a line of ore down like this, and we will just feed it right into a set of gears like this. And so let's just go looking on the map real quickly, see if we can find ourselves a set of gears. Should be around here somewhere. That should be it's gears, but that's an in and out in the same location. We want to in out across, kind of like, that's not quite what we're looking for. Yeah, we're using them all for everything but what we want. It's not going to be a good fit. Oh, actually, hold it. That would be a good fit. What I'm looking at is I don't want to mix those, that's for sure. Okay, we will just manually do this, I think. Just let me grab this. Which one is it? It's these ones I want. Okay, we will just do this then. We want an input like blade, and that should work. And we'll just come here and just say, you, go there. And then it becomes a question of whether we want to do our typical red, green, this sort of thing on this side and feed something in between them. Let's look again. I just kind of reminding myself what we need. We need more iron plate and electric circuit. We could do a double-sided line there. That would theoretically work. Kind of would like to have that iron plate coming in, but we don't need a lot of these, so they don't really need to build all that quickly. This is overkill in a lot of ways, and that's okay. Sometimes it's just easier. So we're going to go with overkill. We're going to do this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the sort of the track inserters and 6 blues, and then what we'll do is we'll just take a quick grab of this line here, and I think we've got to do some spinorama on this one, so let's just grab this one instead. There we go. That'll work really well. Whoops, it'll work really well if I hit the check mark, and plug that in there like that. And then we can just grab this one. We're getting there. Up to 12K. Whoops, don't need that last little bit there. And this is going to be a split line, we said. We're going to do a split line like this. And so one split is coming off of there. The other split is actually going to come off of the other side up there. I think that's the right spot. And we will throw a splitter there. Whoops. You can see our line's kind of weird right now. We're going to have to look at that and figure out what's going on, why we're getting sort of one side is so, like, we're backed up on one side all the way across, and our left side is really kind of weak, so we'll have to go do a little bit of exploratory on that as well. Bigger problems, next problems. Okay, and then we're going to just want to put a splitter on here. Splitter on here. There we go. And now we're going to want to look at... We're almost there with this. We're getting there. That's great. You are going to be my radar dishes. Now, the only downside for what I'm kind of looking at here is I'm likely, and I'm saying likely because I'm not sure right now, I'm likely not going to have a place just to get a box load of these, but I can just throw it at the end if I want some extras just laying around. And I think I'm going to do that just so I have a place to get a few. And what I want to do is, where's our logistical boxes? I would like one logistical box, please. And we're just going to throw it right here. And I want to throw a quick one of these guys on here. Now I don't want a lot in here. I just want like a little sample of what it can give me. And why are you guys not building? What is your problem? You've got sprockets sitting over there. And you guys haven't been hooked up yet. Well, that's what's wrong. Lack of a cohesive plan. That's the problem. Alright. And there we go. Okay, that'll start spitting some product out. And now that we've got those coming out, I'm just debating whether I want to put them on a track or just directly feed them across into the artillery. And the plan is, I think, the artillery, so I'm going to do the same thing again, 1, 2. But this one's going to be a little bit different in that what I want to do is I just want to cycle this line around. And I just want to go like this. We're just going to feed it back up like that. And then we will grab the, that grouping should work. Get that built. And then these will be our artillery shells. And we're getting so close to artillery, it's okay. We're just going to do that. And now that we've got those guys kind of ready to go here, I just want to see how many this is going to stack up for me. Is it 10 or is it like 100? I'm not sure I want 100 of them. I might have to throw some logic in there. We'll see what happens with that, and then we'll keep an eyeball on it. We're going to need to bring in the explosives, and we're going to want lots of them. This we do know. Can I run that along the top of it? Oh, I can. This is perfect. Now, we'll probably need to split this off at some point for something else. I just can't tell you right offhand what that something else will be. I think we have one here that's a switchback one, which is kind of like that. Now, is it switchback the right way? It looks like it. So that's handy. And then our artillery shells should just be kind of spitting out this way. And for right now, why don't we build ourselves another little logic box if we can. We're going to do something else with this in a little bit. I just want to get a few kind of backlogged here. But the plan is, what we're going to do is we're going to have an artillery train that'll be able to come in and load up and all that good fun stuff. But hey, it looks like we're building some artillery shells, so that's exciting. And since there were 1-4, I think we'll just load this whole thing up for right now, and then we'll just let this line start to backlog. Now, it looks like we're not picking up some things, and I know what we're missing. Like I said, we're missing a logic box in one specific location. And this line is really sporadic now, so we're going to have to look. And I think I know the issue with that. I'm pretty positive it's this. You can see we've lost all sorts of these. We've just stopped running. We can go down and mine the balance of this off, but this line's starting to get sporadic. We've actually just about mined this thing off. The good news is a couple of things. I just wanted to zoom out a bit. Whoops. We've got 1.8 million there, which is great. It's still a deep resource. We just need to kind of mine off the balance here. The other good news is within our current perimeter, we actually have about another 1.8 up here. These ones are a lot more spread out, and it's a good opportunity, this one here, for us to start thinking about that train depot we talked about so long ago. Way back at the beginning, we talked about bringing a train line in here, so there's a good chance what we'll do is blow these cliffs out of here and actually get our iron ore train depot built, because we are eventually going to need to ship in iron ore from all over. So, and we'll have to think a little bit about how we're doing that and how we eventually might tie it in with our cement facility. It's basically just backtracking some of these lines, so it should be fairly easy, but it's something that we've got to kind of work on offline a little bit. I'm pretty sure you want to watch me do another mine. But that's good. We've got this going. We've got artillery coming. And I see a few shells. And now we can go blow things up. That's always exciting. What do we need to blow things up? We're gonna need a bit of product in our bag. And unfortunately, with the sporadic iron ore, which we're gonna have to definitely address. Can we build one now? Can you build one now? I'd like to have it on a train line so I can drive it around, but it's easy enough to pick up. You can always hold artillery pieces in your pocket because they don't weigh anything. They only take 60 concrete, but I can carry hundreds of concrete in my pocket. I'm just glad that they never made that a thing, because could you imagine if you had to drive vehicles everywhere with all the stuff you had? Oh my god, the gameplay would be horrific. Whoops, I think I just picked up a bunch of brick I didn't want. Oh, bag is full. Can I build an artillery turret? That's all I really wanted. Okay, I got one artillery turret. Yay! Okay, and I can't carry any shells because I have no space, but we're going to solve that with a car in a couple seconds here. And where is our car? Hey dude, where's our car? I believe it's up there. I think that's the one I want. I've got 3 cars on the go now, and I keep getting sidebarred. And like I said, sidebarred. The other thing I wanted to do is drop a requester chest on there. And that requester. How about a passive provider? I'm like, that doesn't sound right, because he's not requesting anything. He's giving stuff for free. He's giving stuff for free. Isn't that you say? That's not the one I want. Oh well. We will use you because you, sir, are available and you have space, which I can't say for my other one to be true. The other car is kind of full. Alright. I love these concrete roads. They make things so much faster. I'm going to need to put a bunch of stuff in my bag in here, so we'll probably get it lost. What I would like to do is a couple of things. One, I'd like to get rid of all these trains that are in my bag. Engines. I want to keep that. Don't need guns. Don't need the walls right now. Pumps, don't need them. Don't need that. I have a feeling we're going to need that, because I think we're going to have to go back and do this other thing manually. Definitely don't need the yellows. In fact, those could probably go into the network. Let's kick those. Let's get rid of those. Yes, I could auto trash them, but I'm not sure I want to quite yet. Alright, and there's a bunch of stuff out of our pockets. Let's see what we can pick up here. 13 artillery shells. Well, that's a quick kick in the head. How many we got more? Wow, there's 25. Wow, it's starting to look like something. 25 artillery shells. Now, what I was looking at was we also wanted to be able to do this. Oh, I've got some on me. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. So how many radar dishes can we have? 25 in a stack. Well, that's news. Okay, let's take all 25. Let's be greedy. And let's just make ourselves 5, 10 of those so we can send some long-range shells should we want to. Because what I'd like to do... Oh, look! That's exactly what we were hoping for. A little bit of oil. Now what we can do is we can send, hopefully, an artillery shell. Oh, it's going to be a stretch. We'll see if we can send one that far. Let's go find out. I'm not quite sure how far this will go. Let's go take a look. We might have to do a bit of an exploratory adventure to see how far we can get out there. Yeah, let's go to the very far corner here. Just look at the map when you're driving the car. This is why you don't look at your phone while you're driving, friends. Especially at your map. Okay, there we go. Artillery. I bet you we're going to get some friendly help here. Now, the problem I'm going to have is this gun is going to try to shoot off every possible piece of artillery that it can at every bug base that is near me. And unfortunately, that's going to waste all my artillery shells. So, what we're going to do is we're going to load it up really quickly here. I always forget that those take a space too. I'm going to take a couple of those. I just got to remember how this works. Now, the question I have with these is if I put a mark out here, because I've never tried this, if I put a mark out here first, like right there, no artillery with ammo range, so it actually has to be preloaded. I was hoping it would say do the mark and then allow me to load it so it would fire the round out. So what I gotta do is I gotta load in like 5 rounds, let it blow off a few, and then try to find my my positioning. So we're gonna have to just get a little bit tricky here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and while it's turning, we'll grab the map. Yep. I can't do it. Fire a shot over here, please. Oh, I can fire that far. Oh, beautiful. Okay, now we can watch the map and see what we get. Because if I can fire one that far, maybe I can fire one this far, and I can actually get a visual on... I'm using it as a recon device. Well, they have radar on them. I should be using them as a recon device. And how big is it? 1257. that should do us for plastic. So there we go. So we've used our artillery as a recon device, which is kind of what I was hoping I could do. I could use it a little stealthily and use the radar tip on it to tell me a little bit about what's out there. So yeah, tricks of the trade. These bugs here are probably going like, either they're on their way here and they're really angry and they're going to pick up every bug on the way, or they're going to be like, it's too far, I'm tired. But we got a few guys coming in. A few guys came to visit and see what was going on. So, yeah, we could easily just blast away on this. In fact, what I'm probably going to be best served to do here is, what I think I'll do is I'll put a loader on here, and I will grab every one of these and actually plot out where I want the rail to go. And that's going to probably be something like, it's actually likely going to come right off of here. So what we're going to probably do is want to take out these bug bases, these ones, and then basically we're going to probably want to wipe this out too. So I probably don't have quite enough artillery yet. So I may as well just let it pound away here. It can take out all this stuff, and then we'll start thinking about strategically taking the rest out. Oh, here they come. These might be the guys from way up there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put an inserter on here. We'll do it the easy way. We'll just kind of do this. You're going to make me put a telephone pole in here, are you? Are you? Are you going to make me do that? You beast. You insensitive beast. All right, and then we'll just drive our car in and just go. Oh, you're not going to do it because I'm at the front end, are you? That'd be awesome. It loads me into the shell and fires me out there like a clown in a circus. Just, oops, I guess probably because it's backwards. There we go. And like I said, I probably can come in here and just for fun, just because I kind of want to. I'm going to actually take on this bug base out here because I just kind of really want to do this. I want to go you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. That's all the ones that apparently I have, so hopefully these will come out here and blast this to smithereens, and I'll make it a little bit easier. Well, that's taking out quite a chunk. Look at that. That's not bad. Oh, yeah. I'm happy with that. I think I wasted around there. I think I got to start letting it do the thing. Oh, are you guys all coming to visit? Because, wow. You going to pick up a few friends on the way? Because, charge. Oh, it's a stealth attack. Oh, hopefully they don't pick up too many friends. I'm not too worried about it. All right. Well, we'll go and keep playing around with this. We've got some, looks like we've got a little bit. We got 5 left. We need to get some more in the car. We'll go see if there's a few more to go pick up. And we'll just kind of let this thing pound away at what it can blow up. And we'll come back next time, and maybe, just maybe, we'll start working on an oil facility out that way. And we'll keep working on our military a little bit here. I want to kind of build this up now. Now that we've got artillery being built here, I want to start working on a couple things that I actually haven't played with. I've seen some other people playing with them, poison capsules. These, just playing with some of these, like I've never really used combat robots. I have a friend who swears by them. Never really understood the discharge defense. I kind of want to play with that a bit. Got all these little things that I kind of want to try out. So I want to kind of keep building up our defense a little bit more, and then have a bit of a military complex here and see what we can get out of it. Anyways, this was all about getting ourselves some artillery. We've got that. We blew some things up, and we have found our next objective, which is to get that oil facility set up down there and get a permanent plastic position down there. So we're going to have to build some refineries, and we'll have to build sort of a step-by-step plastic production facility, and that'll just be dedicated for plastic, and that should work really well for us. Like I said, we easily could do it with the other facility, and we could easily keep filling it up with oil. I just kind of like having a plastic facility. It's just the thing I like to have. We could do it either way. Depends what you're comfortable with, but it's what we're going to try this time. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am